Hi, it's Danamaris again, and for my industry professional, I chose Shigeru Miyamoto. And Shigeru Miyamoto works for a Nintendo company that makes Super Mario games. He is the creator himself of Super Mario, Donkey Kong, is most of the games that you know from this generation and that you probably felt inspired as a kid. For me, the reason why I chose Shigeru Miyamoto to be the person to inform for my presentation is because I feel very inspired by his work. I feel very, very inspired by his games. And I started playing video games since I was 3 years old. So for me to know that this person created my favorite game at the time was like a really big thing for me. And as I grew up, I started researching more about him and about all of his done with Super Mario and Donkey Kong. I don't want to get deep into details right now with this first part of the presentation because I want to explain it all in the slides and have you look at them and feel inspired as well. I hope you find this presentation very inspiring, and I hope you enjoy watching it just as much as I enjoy talking about it, because for me it's something very important and it forms a very important part of my life, because video games are not only what I used to be entertained with when I was a kid, is the reason why I'm at Full Sail, and it's the reason why I'm doing this and I'm studying computer animation. And I hope maybe someday I could be like Shigeru Miyamoto, just developing games, even though I'm not the developing side of the whole thing and the degree, and I'm more the artistic type. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? I'll start with the presentation now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. My successful industry professional, as I already said, is Shigeru Miyamoto. And I'm gonna be talking about his success in the gaming industry in this presentation. Shigeru's brief biography here: he was born in 1952 in Sonobe, Kyoto, Japan, and he was raised all his life in Japan. From a humble family, and as a kid, Shigeru had no toys, so he made his own toys, and he studied at the Kanazawa Municipal College of Industrial Arts. He is a video game designer and producer, and here's is the story of his success. Once he graduated from college, his dad made a call to a friend of his. Turns out this friend was the owner of the Nintendo company. So Shigeru was asked to bring all his work in. At the time, Nintendo only made toys. But later in 1977, he started working for the Nintendo company. And what led to his success was Miyamoto's imagination. And he often says and talks about being inspired himself from his childlike experiences that he had when he was a kid. In the Nintendo company, Miyamoto was working under Hiroshi Yamauchi, who was the owner of Nintendo at the time. In 1980, Miyamoto was asked to make a video game. And Miyamoto accepted and developed his first idea, and the game was Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was a pretty hard game to program at the time, and he had a lot of conflicts with the developing team. But the development staff said the game will be too repetitive since Miyamoto had suggested the game have many levels. Even though the game was accepted and developed, in this game you can see Mario, and that's where Mario made his first appearance. But at the time his name was not Mario and he had no backstory whatsoever. Miyamoto led one of the world's most successful franchises with Super Mario Bros., Luigi, Yoshi, Legend of Zelda, which is as well a very famous game of his. Miyamoto is the creator of Mario, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, F-Zero, and Pikmin, and even though he had helped develop other games, these are his creations. Mario at the time didn't have a name, instead it was referred to as Jumpman. But as he developed further, Mario became more famous, and as he developed the game, he added a brother to Mario, that's Luigi. Miyamoto has presented his ideas worldwide, and he has been famous for his games, and his games has caused a lot of impact and hits through the history in all these years. Super Mario was sold for 64, the 64 version for the game console, Nintendo 64 game console, and it was sold for 4.52 million copies. As well as on the Wii in 2008. Miyamoto has been claimed to be the Steven Spielberg of games, and his ideas has been developed through the history with a very successful game titles. Thanks for watching, and this is my reference. If you want to know more about Miyamoto, definitely have a look into MiyamotoShrine.com and NewYorker.com. And my images were from OpticalSyn and Flickr.com.